How to watch SpaceX's Crew Dragon dock with the International Space Station LIV, The Verge. 2 different asteroids visited by spacecraft may have once been part of one larger asteroid, CNN. A return to space, WKMG News 6 ClickOrlando. Local astronomer responds to NASA and SpaceX's launch, Western Mass News. SpaceX and NASA make history with launch, CNN International. Astronauts on their way to ISS, WKMG News 6 ClickOrlando. Watch it again, launch and Falcon 9 returning to Earth, WFTV Channel 9. SpaceX rocket lifts off from U.S. in history-making flight, CTV News. Watch live, 2 astronauts climb aboard SpaceX rocket for historic flight, East Bay Times. How to watch today's SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule launch to the ISS, Digital Trend.